only losing the game by 2 points. The Chicago Bulls put up one of the worst offensive performances we've seen from the team. They ended up losing the game by 2 points to the Orlando Magic. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, hopefully have some fun and some therapy right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
Despite some hope, leave it to the Chicago Bulls to give us some goddamn hope in a game where they looked like absolute dog crap throughout most of this game. Listen, the Bulls in the first half was one of the worst first halves I think we ever seen the Chicago Bulls play. Then they started turning it on more towards about halfway through the third quarter. They ended up winning the third quarter 31-23. And they won the fourth quarter technically 30-23 as well. The biggest issue with this Bulls team was the second quarter. The Chicago Bulls lost this game in the second quarter, being outscored 29-12. That's how much they were outscored. If you look at it, they tied the first quarter, they won the third quarter, won the fourth quarter, but that damn second quarter, this is why the Chicago Bulls need to have execution throughout 4 quarters of basketball. Another terrible shooting night from most of the team. Zach LaVine goes 6-16 for 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 19 points. Nikola Vucevic, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. He's 8 of 18 from the field. Kobe White, 2 for 10. Patrick Williams, 2 for 7 for 9 points. Torrey Craig, actually pretty solid, 7 rebounds, 11 points from him, and also 1 steal. And then we got 16 points off the bench for Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso has now at this point started to prove that he is more valuable than any member of the core 3, period. He just is. He's more valuable to winning. He plays with more heart. We got back in this game because of the nature of Alex Caruso. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 16 points from Alex Caruso. Andre Drummond also with 9 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. This was just a game where just watching it, I'm surprised that the Bulls didn't lose this game by 20 points. They got outworked in second chance points, got outworked on the boards. So much of this game just didn't go the Bulls' way. But throughout the sheer strength of of Alex Caruso, they were able to get back into the game. Right? The Chicago Bulls lost the points off turnover battle. They actually ended up winning the rebounding battle 53-46, so shout out to them there. Second chance battle, 17-11 in favor of the Orlando Magic. Points in the paint, 46-44 in favor of the Chicago Bulls. Bench points, 34 bench points from the Orlando Magic in this game, and it just comes down to it, lack of execution once again from the Chicago Bulls to just lose this type of game. It really sucks, and this continues to be how we see this team struggle. Just the lack of execution. That's it. Lack of execution. P. Will down the stretch of this game. Listen, I'm just over it. Like, let's just be clear. I'm just over it. BKR Sport says, what a way to lose an effing game. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, listen, for this one from Samir says, why did P. Will not guard Banchero? He was the best at guarding him all game. Listen, you got to talk to Billy Donovan on that one. BKR Sport as well. Don't want to gloss over the awful game we had overall, but great comeback. Too bad we lost, but don't want people to ignore how god-awful we were for 3 quarters. Exactly. And you know there are going to be some Bulls fans that didn't actually watch the game that come back and say, hey, why are we acting like it was terrible? Because this game was absolutely dog crap. This was a bad game. This was one of the worst performances. It was so bad that at one point I literally was just like, I may be done. I may be done with this team 12 games into the season. I may be done with it because I'm just tired of the lack of heart. That's it. Just play with some heart. Shout out to Alex Caruso, though. Is it safe to say that Alex Caruso probably needs to start? Because no, you don't just need to start him. You need that energy coming off the bench. You would lose something with him not being on the bench. But here's what I'll say with that. Alex Caruso is the most important Bull on the roster right now. If it's any less evident, Alex, I don't care about Zach. I'm not trying to hear about DeMar. I'm not trying to hear about Vooch, even though I like Vooch a lot. Alex Caruso is the most important Chicago Bull when it comes to winning basketball games. I think that's what we've seen, right? Buzzer beater 3, where we won a game from Alex Caruso. A couple of those wins come off Alex Caruso giving amazing defensive performances. Alex Caruso is the most important Chicago Bull right now. The most important. And I don't even think it's a conversation for real. I really don't. This is about to be a long season. The Gooch, first of all, whoa. The G says they didn't deserve to win this game. Completely agree with you. They did not deserve to win this game at all. Patrick Williams is the most clueless player I've ever seen. Really sold Zach's comeback after his poor performance. Listen, here's what I'll say. P. Will, as I said, I truly, and this isn't to, listen, it's just to be real. I'm just going to say it. P. Will doesn't care about being great with basketball. P. Will doesn't want to be a great basketball player. P. Will plays basketball because it's something that he was good at. It's not something that he wants to be great at. And you can tell that by the performance of P. Will every single time he's on the court. And listen, that's not to say that he's not going to have some good performances, because he absolutely is. He made the NBA. There's something to be said about that. But P. Will does not care about even being remotely great at the game of basketball. He doesn't. You know who does? Alex Caruso. You know who has less physical gifts than Patrick Williams? Alex Caruso. But Alex Caruso is somebody who cares about being great in basketball. P. Will doesn't. And unless he discovers that randomly at some point in time, it's not going to happen for P. Will. He's always going to be a bench and role player in this league, because guess what? P. Will, up until this point, has not shown that he cares about being great. He just doesn't. He doesn't. And you can't have a team full of people like that, right? I mean, you really have to blame this loss on Nicole Lewis-Vuitton. The fact that you let a guard play you didn't even crack the rotation in Indiana. First of all, stop using speech to text my guy, because Nicole Louis Vuitton, when you mean Nikola Vucevic, that's crazy, bro. That's a wild typo. That may be go down in the GOAT, the Hall of Fame of typos. I swear, Zach, in this I can't shoot to the four shit. Hey, man, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. P. Will is such a bum. P. Will is the goddamn sheep. Put a pussy emoji up there. Can we put a pussy emoji up there? Put an ass cheek emoji. That's what you want to put up there for P. Will, because that would be more indicative of what P. Will brings to this. No basketball IQ, no heart, no execution, no desire to be great. And I said it on the episode not too long ago. I don't care about the potential of P. Will anymore. I don't give a shit about the potential of P. Will. You can't sell me on potential without showing me something. Period. Neck spasm. First of all, stop giving so much neck out there. Your neck wouldn't be spasming. Joke. I'm rooting for my alternate ball club, Boston Celtics, baby. Listen, can't knock you on that one. I don't have an alternate. Can't knock you on that one. Anthony says, Zach is clearly mailing it in. Absolutely. BKR Sport. LaVine 6-16. What? We're all 6 in the last 5 minutes of the quarter. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at Zach LaVine's field goal breakdown. So in the first quarter of the game, Zach LaVine 1 for 5. In the first quarter of the game. In the second quarter of the game, Zach LaVine 1 for 3. In the third quarter of this game, Zach LaVine 0 for 3. In the fourth quarter of this game, Zach LaVine 4 for 5. Amazing in the fourth quarter. 4 for 5. Zach LaVine on the game made 6 field goals. 4 of those came in the fourth quarter. Once again, another game where we see Zach LaVine throughout 3 quarters play like absolute cheeks, right? And that's not excusable for a player that you're paying $43 million to. It's not excusable. You may excuse it. His mama may excuse it. I'm not excusing it from Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, at this point, to me, if you don't want to be here, just say it. Sit your ass at home until we find a trade for you. I would much more respect somebody who, as a man, comes out and says, listen, I want to win. We not winning. I can't help us win, apparently. Get me up out of here. This whole trying to request a trade without requesting a trade through your agent and all that bullshit, that shit got to stop. It's time to go. That's what it is. Listen, I love Zach LaVine as a player. I do. You guys have know, the people who've watched this channel for the 2 years and 4 months we've been around, no, I've been a Zach LaVine defender in what he can do. That's not to say that I've ever thought Zach LaVine's the number one, but at this point, it's so obvious that you don't give a fuck about playing basketball. P. Will just, like, listen, it just, I don't know, man. We got so many people that don't have the heart and desire to be in what they're doing. It's ridiculous. We played 3 of the worst quarters of basketball I've ever seen in my life, right? And you got people like in the comment section that got mad that I called Zach LaVine's game where he scored 1 field goal in 3 quarters. I called it atrocious. They were like, how dare you call my light-skinned savior Zach LaVine atrocious when he's played worse than this and he got 8 rebounds. I don't give a fuck about 8 rebounds from Zach LaVine. What the fuck are we talking about? You got it. This shit has to stop, right? And AK has, that's why I titled it this way. The house that AK built is continuing to crumble. You guys saw the fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. We're seeing the fall of the House of Arturas Karnashova because this team is fucking trash. That's what this team is. There's no heart, there's no accountability, there's no desire, and best believe Billy Donovan got to take him and his crooked ass hairline and gum chewing bubblegum Billy ass on too. If Zach and DeMar traded, Billy Donovan needs to be taken out as well. And if the front office doesn't have the balls to fire Billy Donovan, don't worry about it. I know a couple of people from O Block that'll take care of the business because this shit got to go. It has to go. This has to end. Talking about some don't blame Zach. What the fuck do you mean don't blame Zach? This is the highest paid player on the team. And throughout 3 quarters, he scored 2 field goals. And you're saying don't blame Zach? Shut the fuck up. That's what I got to say on that. Don't blame Zach. Don't blame Zach. Come on now. Come on. Unless Zach LaVine is personally gobbling your nuts up at the end of every night, you can't possibly try to say no shit like that. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Listen, I came in here trying my best to be calm. I did not want to turn on Petty Roosevelt. But listen, y'all keep coming with some crazy shit, I'm going to get real petty in this motherfucker. That's what we going to do. It's crazy. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is wild. We are right back in the same spot we were in 4 years ago. AK decided to go win now for us just to be right back in the exact same spot that we would have been had we just toughed it out and sucked for the last 4 years. That is unacceptable. It is unacceptable for the Bulls to spend the money that they've spent, to spend the draft capital that they've spent, to go out and get the players that they've gotten, and this is where we sit at. I know rebuilding teams that play with more heart than this. You rebuilt this team or this win now team on a team that has no heart. What does that look like, right? What does that look like? That's like building a goddamn brothel on motherfuckers who got no lower halves. What are you doing here? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't coming here. You ain't achieving even the most modern goals that you had. And I'm losing my voice. I'm out here sounding like Doc Rivers for a team that has no heart. None. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. That's wild that this is where we are. That is really crazy that this is where we are right now as a team. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild, bro. Haize, here's my issue with watching the Bulls offense. They need to have at least 5 plays for Zach and Vooch to get easy shots in their spots. I don't like the forced wild threes by Zach. Do we run an offense? Do we run an offense? I'm asking that seriously. I don't think we run any type of offense actually for anybody. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It's trash is what it is. Shout out to Aiden, one of my favorite Bulls content creators. He says, team rebuild, can't retool with the team that doesn't want to work for half a game. I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. 120% agree with you on that. It's crazy. Like, this is wild, man. Calm down, fam, but I feel you. But hey, P will play good defense on Paolo. Billy should have never had Alex on him at the end of the game too small. Agree, right? And we've seen, don't get me wrong, we've seen Alex Caruso be able to guard players that are much larger than him. But the one thing that Billy Donovan always does that's frustrating is shit starts working and then you move away from it. As much as I have issues with P Will down the stretch of this game, P Will absolutely played solid defense throughout this game. Absolutely played solid defense throughout this game. But come on, man. Come on, bro. Damn, I think Petty Roosevelt will be out here the entire 2023 season. Let me get my cognac ready. That's hilarious. That's funny. That is crazy. Bulls Daily says currently not able to breathe. That's crazy, man. That's wild, bro. First of all, it's Seaway's world, and I'm asking you this. This is a legitimate question. I know that your Avi is of a woman, but are you a woman or are you a man? Because I've been saying bruh so long, and I noticed it the other day. I'm like, have I been being disrespectful? So let me know. But it says we're in the lose-lose. That's the most depressing part. But I'd rather watch Julian Phillips play than watch Zach not give a fuck and P will act like he's in a second place, like moving on. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Ricky says, I tweeted you were going to sound like Doc Rivers too. Listen, bro, like I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I am tired of it. Everything needs to go. I'm tired of watching the team. And it's not about me not liking some of the players. It's not about me hating everybody. I'm tired of watching a team that doesn't have heart. That's the thing. I'm sick and tired of watching a team play and compete that doesn't have heart. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. It's crazy. It's Seaway World says we don't run an offense at all. We chuck up air balls and bricks. Don't feed Vooch and dribble the balls off our feet. Hey, absolutely. Dumb shit. It just is what it is. That's what we do. It's dumb shit. This is mostly coaching. Billy been the problem. Billy is absolutely part of the problem. Absolutely part of the problem. It sucks. It sucks. It just, listen, you have, the AK has built this team in a sunken place. That's what it is. It's crazy. We don't run any type of fluidity. We don't run any type of off-ball motions. We don't run any type of actions for catch and shoot players. Like we're just out there just going. Just going. Seaway's World says, LOL, yes, the Avi. I am so sorry. Like, one of the things, I know I go in on people. One of the things I respect the most is I always want to give people respect. And the fact that I've been calling you bruh for the last year and a half, I'm sorry, Seaway's World. I'm really sorry about that. It says, I'm laughing so hard, I'm crying. Hey, man, it's trash. This is a trash situation for a trash ass fan base. I mean, not fan, sorry, a trash ass organization, not a fan base. I love you guys. The organization is trash. Trash. Tank for Alex Starr in full effect. I wish I could say that this team was tanking. I don't even think they're tanking. I don't even think they're taking. And that's part of the problem, man. That's part of the problem. Felix, I don't know if you know where you're at. This ain't ESPN. This ain't CHGO. This ain't NBC. This ain't fucking the Ballroom Sports Network. This is Chicago Bulls Central, part of the Chi-Town Sports Central Network. And you know what? I can say whatever the fuck I want to say because guess who owns this bitch? Me. And so I ain't going to delete shit. If Billy Donovan got a problem with it, he can bring his bubblegum ass anywhere that I am, and we can talk about it. That motherfucker got to go to, period. I don't give a fuck if he can take it as a threat. He can take it as a promise. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, this team, it got to go. It gotta go. It gotta go. Goddamn Haize, what we do, bro? That's my fault. That was a miss. I'm pissed off right now. It is what it is. Everyone, welcome to the Chicago Bulls show. If you don't like, if you don't like pain, suffering, frustration, and heartache, then you came into the right spot. I still love my Bulls regardless. They all like. Listen, I still love the franchise. Still love it, but it needs help. Like something got to go, bro. Something got to go. This seeing a team come out here, real talk, all jokes aside, right? Seeing a team come out here and play three of the worst, it's almost more of a smack in the face. And the reason why I say it's almost more of a smack in the face is because you played, I would rather you just suck, right? You play three of the worst quarters of basketball, and then you give some hope, right? You give some hope at the end of that we all know it's not coming. This sucks, man. This really sucks where we at. It's motherfuckers in Cook County Jail that play hard. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We love them, but they don't love us back. Hey, listen, that Pat the designer actually said that a year, right when we took over Locked on Bulls. So that would have been March of 2022. He said that. He said, we love this team that truly doesn't love us back. And it was like at that time, it was like, hey, man, we're struggling. Lonzo went down, but it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Big C Hero says, this is why we rock with you, fam. Saying everything we're feeling. Bubblegum done, lost his team. Listen, it's gone. It's poof. It's gone. All of it's gone. All of it's gone. Like it just is what it is. So at the end of the day, this team, it doesn't have any heart. It doesn't have any pride. It doesn't have any type of edge to it at all. This watching this game out, like I said, outside of Alex Caruso, and I'll say outside of Drummond, I owe a little bit to a degree as well. This team just feels like a team that doesn't care. Vooch looks like he's just ready to say, "Hey, I'm here. I'm locked in. Can we get some better people in?" Zach looked like he's ready for his next facial and foot scrub at God knows wherever in Asian town, and ready to go back to LA. DeMar sitting at home probably saying, I'm so glad I ain't got to deal with this shit today. Even though I'm pretty sure DeMar DeRozan took off a game for a family matter because he had another side baby. That's probably what happened. But at the end of the day, it's just like we deserve more. We just deserve more. That's just what it stands at. We deserve more. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Angel says trade Debo and Zach for Russ and Paul George. Listen, they ain't giving us that. They also suck ass too. I don't want nothing from a 0-10 team. I don't want nothing, man. Vooch a ride or die, and AC is cool, but everyone else can F off. Listen, we saw Julian Phillips for 4 minutes, right? And I will say I'm glad that Billy Donovan gave the Rook a try. He didn't play well in that time at all. He looked like he was kind of out of his realm, and you set him down. You then move with your vets, but overall, like this team is it's in such a dire place, man. It's wild, bro. It's wild. Eve says the fans need to be hold up posters free Willie. If you hold up posters that say free Willie, Dwight Howard is likely to show up in town. Like Dwight is literally both sound effects. Both those sound effects apply. Dwight Howard is likely to show up in town because if you say free Willie, I don't know if you're gonna like what comes literally after that free Willie sign goes up. I'm just gonna say that. So be a little careful there, Eads. We want you to be able to go ahead, make some money, put out those instruments. I don't think you're ready for what comes after that. Here's another issue. Even the Bills start to rebuild. Is Billy D and Acme the right people to start over with? That's another big thing, right? Can't deny you on that one at all either. It's not a good thing or proposition to say we're going to go full rebuild and Billy Donovan's going to be the one guiding the development of your young people. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's 2023. I honestly don't see us at least being a competitive team until the next decade. God, I made the joke earlier. We dominated the 90s. We may literally not win another title into 2090. That may be when it happens. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. That is what it is. That's all what it is, man. At this point, every game is a cock shoot. Crap shoot? Not a crap shoot, a cock shoot? Hey, listen, bro, whatever. Hey. Um, F Billy, F AK, F Jelly, F all of them. Hey, I can't blame you on that one, bro. This man said a cock shoot. That's crazy, bro. That's wild. Bro, why the fuck did P. Will dribble out the ball with 1 foot? No basketball IQ, bro. No basketball IQ. Haize, you truly have the gift of ad lib on spot fire. I love it, man. Hey, I chalk that up to being raised by a man from the city of Chicago and a woman from the north side of St. Louis. That's all I say on that one. So it is what it is, man. Cornelia Smith in the building says, I can't wait for the mailbag. I'm going off again. Not like I did last time, but I'm going in on this team. Hey, man, that's crazy. That's wild. I feel bad for what Javon and Craig came into. They've been relatively solid for us so far, and all they see is despair and hopelessness. Despair and hopelessness. That is the theme of this season for the Chicago Bulls, is despair and hopelessness. Because we're in a dark spot, man. We're really in a dark spot right now. You cannot get yourself down double digits every game and expect to compete. They have to play better at the start of games, bro. 100% agree with you, Killer Queen. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. Dog, get him out of there. That's hilarious, man. Let's see what we got in here. Haize, the team just doesn't have good chemistry. And also, they don't communicate well enough. If this shit ain't working, then trades need to become an ASAP. Well, Devin, here's the thing. As much as I am upset, right, and I understand where you're coming from, realistically, the trades probably aren't happening until December 15th, because that's when newly signed players can be moved, things like that. It allows team more flexibility that are interested in Zach LaVine. So we probably have another month of this. We are going to be watching another month of these type of performances. That's crazy. That's crazy. BKR says, that's it. I'm sending in the mailbag this week. Enjoy your pure Aussie rage. Thank you. Listen, my brother hasn't sent in a voicemail yet, so I'm appreciative of that. P. Will needs to go back to college and sit the bench again. That's funny. That is hilarious. I think it just came out that Tony Snell has Asperger's. Maybe people got this. I gotta proofread these comments, man. I just want to watch winning basketball, bro. Chicago has brand of basketball. It's supposed to be tough, hard-nosed, gritty, 48 minutes of intensity. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen, you got 8 minutes of intensity today. So there you go. You got to drop the 4. They can give you 8 minutes of intensity every day. 8 minutes of intensity. It's very similar to what Shea gives his lady. 8 minutes of intensity. So, but speaking of Shea, he says, notice this team doesn't play well unless we have a defensive dog in the starting lineup. And I mean an anchor on the defensive end, like Lonzo and Patrick Beverley. Is Patrick Beverley really a dog on the defensive end, though? Right? Man, you should just start calling the post-game show Bulls fan therapy session. It's coming, bro. So I don't know if you've been around this long, Bulls for life, but I used to do these things where I would call them crisis hotlines. And usually it'd be on the weekend when there's no game. And I'd literally open up the phone lines live, let people call in live, and just air their grievances. And I think that may be something that's coming again. I think that's something that may be coming. After watching this bullshit, I'm glad I came in the night laughing with everybody here. Hey, listen, the one thing that we do here as well is just like the barbershop. I'm half therapist as well. We got to get the therapy in. Definitely got to get the therapy in. Sydney says, is it true that Zach is done after this game? That's what I heard, but who knows anymore? Usually losses affect me, but they don't anymore, and I want to see change. No, Zach isn't done after this game. Like I said, we probably won't see Zach moved, if he is moved, until after December 15th. A good coach would utilize Zach, Vooch, and DeRozan's talent into wins. Oh, I completely agree with you. Six Shot Media says, honestly, it's time to switch the starting lineup because nothing else is working. Put Javon in with the starters. Give Kobe some time off the bench as scoring off the bench. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Bro, Bulls should have went the Brooklyn Nets route last year at the deadline. No stars, but good competitive players. I can't trust Acme with a rebuild, like you said. I mean, listen, you still got to, even when what you say, you got to trust them to make the right trades. I don't think they've won a trade yet. So, there you go on that one. Patrick Williams saw the lane open up and thought he was a hero. Then the buzzer went off. Hey, that is hilarious. Like, he's like, oh, it's my time. I'm about to hit up game winner. And, what, the game's over? Wait, the clock ran out? Is that what happened? Yeah, that's definitely P. Will. God help the poor souls who have to watch this Chicago Bulls as a new fan post 90s. Oh, wait, that's me. That's funny. That's funny. Kasai says, this really is there because I'm not trying to hear Casey Johnson right now. I'm here to vent about this garbage ass team. Hey, I'm right along there with you. Super Chat says, appreciate another post-game therapy session we all really needed. That's from Dennis. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. Haize, we love you, man, and we know you have connections with the Bulls, so please let them know how the fans feel, man. Listen, my connection with the Bulls extends to the marketing. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I got connections to the Bulls marketing team, and that's it. I ain't got nobody in the front office. I ain't got nothing like that. I know a couple of people on the marketing team. That's about it. That's about all I know, bro. The problem is the Bulls much more the chemistry. If the Bulls were to fire BD and hire a top level coach, I think we would actually see some improvement. I mean, yeah, but unfortunately, I don't think that's happening. By the way, guys, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel. We do have a goal of trying to get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of this miserable ass season. So if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Even if you think you're subscribed, go and double check. I post so much that some people think they're subscribed because I'm always in their algorithm. But just go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. But with that said, let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Eads Instrument says, hey, 446 plus accounts and only 96 likes on the video. Let's get it. That's funny. It's crazy how different the game felt with Caruso, Ayo, Carter, Craig, and Vooch on the floor in the third. First time the Bulls looked like they were trying to win all night. Listen, this starting lineup does not have that same energy together. It doesn't. DJ Lovely says, I remember when Wiggins used to be like P. Will. No, Wiggins was never like P. Will because Wiggins actually came into the league, averaging 16 points per game. Wiggins was never afraid to try to score the basket. Now, big moments, yes, but we're not even seeing P. Will step up in regular basketball games, right? Wiggins at least did that early in his career. Haize, I feel like Billy refuses to play Javon and Torrey together. So I said it in a video over this weekend, and it's still true. We have not seen 1 minute, 1 second played of Javon and Torrey Craig with the core three together, all five of that unit together. We haven't seen a single minute of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Think we can get Noah to come out of retirement? Hey, man, that's crazy as hell. BKR Sports says, hey, your connection with the Bulls that I have and hate this team. I love this team, but God, I hate this team. A lot of people sit there with you on that one, bro. This is funny. P. Will is a basketball player from Timu. That is funny. That's actually pretty damn funny. That's a good one there. That's a good one. Get the goddamn man 20K slackos. I want some Portillos and to watch Bulls lose by 20 live at the UC with Haize. MD Dog says Magic fan is here. Paulo fire. Hey, listen, P. Will had your guy locked up there for a little minute there, though, my guy. Like, you came in here to say Paulo's fire on a day where Paulo went 3 of 11 from the field, bro. You got to chill on that. Actually watch the game, man. Ray says, crazy I wasn't subscribed to so. Listen, you're not the only one, right? The first time, because it happened to me. It happened to me with what channel? I think it happened to me with, I can't even remember the channel. Maybe it was Just Another Year Chicago. I've been watching their videos for forever. And then just one day I'm like watching this video. I'm like, why does it say I'm not subscribed? And I realize it's because they're in my algorithm, but I didn't actually hit the subscribe button. Super chat from Asarian says, will we trade LaVine if we go 500 in this year? Listen, like I said, I think the LaVine trade's coming. I don't think it comes before December 15th, though. But it's coming. It's coming. Haize, please be the effing coach. I can't, bro. I can't, man. I don't have the demeanor for it. I'd end up open hand smacking P. Will. The Bulls play like a basketball team at the beginning of Coach Carter. That is hilarious. That's funny. Can we also get some damn rim protection? Like, we are too small of a ball team and we can't consistently shoot threes. So what's the point of small ball? We don't run like we should or hit threes. Well, I mean, listen, I can't make the joke. Thank God. The joke I was about to make would have absolutely got me canceled. Absolutely got me canceled. Thank God. Thank God. God be looking out for me, yo. God really be looking out. He really be looking out, man. I think it's safe to say that LaVine is not a number one player or a leader for a contender. And why do people complain about DeRozan's age when, to me, he's more consistent than Zach? Zach just has flashes. No, they're both about the same. But I'll say this, is that because age does matter in basketball. And if you're rebuilding, you don't want to rebuild around a 34-year-old player who's starting to slow down too. So wish we had Draymond on this team choke out these. That's funny. That's hilarious. 1-800 choke that hoe. But yeah. To your point about P. Will, I think a friend, cousin of yours, posted a video of Bulls players celebrating passionately off the bench, and P. Will is the only one standing there emotional. It's like, a cousin of mine? But just all black people ain't actually related, Melvin. Like, I don't want to break that news to you, but we aren't all actually related. I just want to make sure you know that, right? You do realize that, right? That's funny. Zach out here looking like a broken Jordan Poole. That's wild. That's crazy. That's crazy. Zach wishes he had Clay's consistency. Prime Clay, though, not now. Yeah, definitely not now. Definitely not now. You don't want Klay Thompson right now. And shout out to Clay. You don't want Klay Thompson right now. Let Billy go after the season, bring in Ty Lue once Clippers flame out. He'll become the fall guy. Well, the problem with that is that Billy Donovan's extension hasn't kicked in yet. So if the Bulls were to fire Billy Donovan, they still would have to pay him for the next 4 years. Well, however many years is on that extension. And as we know, Jerry Reinsdorf is a cheap motherfucker. Like, so, it is what it is there. We talking, we're The Walking Dead, been there for 40 years, and Jerry's the damn crypt master. That's funny. Jerry Reinsdorf will never die. He'll never die. He'll never die. Evil does not die. Hey, Zach really doesn't want to be here, bro. Shit's sad. I mean, listen, the thing is, I wouldn't want to be here either. Like, I'm just being true on that. I really want to be here either. But all right, y'all, let me get ready. My voice is already going out. I got to go get ready to do Locked On, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you're following the show at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, thanks to you guys. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. See you right if you can, y'all. Peace.